Hello and welcome back to Hardcore Season 2, episode either 8 or 9. I'll confirm in editing because I've been doing a lot of videos this week. But as an introduction to something else, the first episode, or the first recording of this episode, was wrong. Whenever I went in to record, I have all the audio from that episode, but for whatever reason it did not record my screen. I went through several more tests, and it's working now. I don't know what happened with the first one, but I'm going to have to explain to you what I did in that episode, and then kind of figure out something else to do in this episode. But, first of all, meet Leo. I did this whole thing in the other episode, and I'm going to do it again, because this is little Leo. He's based off of my cat. Leo is also an orange tabby, and I love this thing to death, and he is now in my bedroom, and he's probably going to stay here. But now I'm going to show you the things I've done, because one of them, also, this one has joined the family, and I'll explain that in a little bit. But one major thing I did in that episode was finally put in my Fletcher Building. It's here, it's finally in place. I have to do, like, some decorating of it, which I'll probably go grab while I'm going ahead and explaining things. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, now back in play. This is our Fletcher Building. Both of my Fletchers are in here, and I also introduced this cat as Fletch. This is Fletch, everyone. He is in here with the Fletchers, so that's the reason I named him Fletch. I know, kind of unoriginal, but he seems to like it in here, and he seems to like his new name. This took me an hour to do on its own, just getting the villagers in here. Not building the building around them, just putting them in there. I've also done quite a few other things that I'll get around to explaining in this episode. But another major thing is that well over there. I'll show you that in a while. But there's also a spider somewhere. Where is he? Hold on, I'm going spider hunting. Okay, I've hunted down the spider. He was in the roof. The villagers are safe. It's fine, I handled it. But essentially with the last video, my audio was all there. I had recorded my voice, but for whatever reason it didn't record me actually playing the game. I don't know what happened with it. It was stuck on like the Mojang loading screen. For anybody who plays on Java, you know the screen, it's like red and it shows that you're loading into the game. Well, for whatever reason, mine didn't come out of that loading thing. It just kind of stuck there. So I have to now go back in and re-show you guys everything I've done, while also doing more stuff for another episode. So excuse me if this episode's going to be a little bit weird. I'm going to try and do my best and try and fix it. I'm not sure how much I can do to fix it, but I'm going to attempt. Okay, and that's all I'm going to do while explaining what's going on. Hold on. Let me go ahead and throw this guy in here. Alrighty, and expanding our, like, particle effect into the rest of this village. There we go. Now, this is going to be the finishing touch of the Fletcher village that I was going to do in between episodes, but I've kind of done it in this episode. I will also show you everything I did in that episode. The other major thing I did was this. This is the well. This is what that originally was going to be. I've kind of sent it back here. And I was talking about how I was going to make all of this kind of into a town center at some point, because this is kind of like the center point. Because there's going to be another whole thing down there that I'll explain in a second. There's going to be a whole thing up there. But this is going to be the center of town. I also showed off that these guys are weathering pretty far. I mean, it wasn't this, like, weathered. Like, this one wasn't weathered at all, and this one wasn't, like, fully weathered like this. But, yeah, these are getting there. And then, in the last episode, I believe, as far as if my vision of time is correct, you guys saw me while I was talking about how off camera I was going to finish terraforming all of this. Well, that's also done. Sunk all of that into the water. Still have to fix that. but this is the start of like the, how do I put this? It's gonna be like a pirate-esque area. It's like the black market area, where the pirates hang out, where the fugitives hang out, all of that. That's what this area is going to be. All the buildings down here are going to be completely wooden and kind of like shack-like buildings, unlike the buildings that are over there. So that's everything that's going to be down here. That's going to be that whole side of town. Also, in that video, I brought up how I lost my Silk Touch villager. I don't know how he died, but he died somewhere within this facility. Excuse all the hmms. Hold on, can I actually turn down the friendly creatures. Can I turn that down and that turns them down? Yeah, that brings them down. Okay, hold on. Turn this down drastically then, because we're about to go into a whole land of Okay. We have quite a few villagers in here. You notice the Fletcher stations are gone because they're now across the area. But I now have a new sharpness villager. Is it cool to have the sharpness? Yes. But he wasn't the villager I had originally. I originally had Silk Touch, and this guy's still good, and my mending boy is still good. They're still here. They're still doing their thing. My cartographer is completely up to master, and that glow pattern I got from him. So that banner that you guys saw earlier, that was him. And then I also got a mason. So I can go ahead and get him leveling and stuff like that. Still working with the shepherd and all this other stuff, but yeah, we lost our Silk Touch villager. Now the question is, what am I going to do in this video? Specifically, I know I need to get this building up as well. This is going to be the library, where the librarian villagers are at. The problem is I've already spent 2 hours today just getting this building up and getting the villagers in it. Most of it was getting the villagers in there. So I don't want to do that again right now. I think I'm going to work instead with the Stonemason. Now I do want to make more Stonemasons, but for the time being, I'm just going to work with the one. I think I want to take this area down a little bit, like carve it out, and put a Stonemason's building right here. Like it's a big ore storage facility. And what I want to put in here is an auto furnace at some point. I don't want to stick that in like the blacksmith area. Blacksmith area is going to be completely just for the weaponsmith and the toolsmith and the armorer. So I'm already going to have a lot of space taken up by having 3 types of villagers in that one building. So I want to have the stonemasons up here kind of just breaking down rocks. So I think for this episode, I'm going to prioritize this. But to also get you guys in on this, I want to know, where do you want the blacksmith? Because I've already established that that area is far too small for it. So I think I'm going to end up putting just a tree there. I brought this up before. And I said that I was going to move the blacksmith here. But now I want to put the stonemasons here. Do you think spot 1, 2, or 3? Like 3 being up here in general. Where should I put the new blacksmith? Because the ores are going to be going to the blacksmith to be smelted down and used for stuff. And I don't know exactly where to put it. I know I want it up here in this general vicinity, but I don't know exactly where. Because I know the farther out we go, I want this to be more farms and rural area as we go farther out, and then eventually there's being a wall out there to encase the village. But here, this is still going to be like kind of town central area. So I do want this to kind of be where the blacksmith and all the villagers primarily are. So I'm going to let you guys choose that. And I'm going to jump on terraforming this into something I can work with. Alrighty. I have some area cleared. Now keep in mind the like land around here is going to continuously change. So this area may not stay that way. I'm actually thinking about bringing this entire landmass up to meet this. Actually, in fact, I may try that, so I'll be back in a second again. Okay, coming back in. Now this is a lot more space that I can work with. I can make this look more like a cave entrance. I want to make this more stone than it is dirt right now. It's dirt to kind of frame out the area, because there's going to be another one of those stone walls that I have in a lot of other areas, like down there. One's going to be there, kind of linking up with this one. And there's going to be another one up here. So this is going to end up being a part of that, but this is just simply our mine shaft. That's all this one is. But I do want to go ahead and make like some little path linking into it. Okay, but that is the path going in there. And I kind of want to set the building on this big space here. Now this is going to be a larger place where they're breaking down rocks and all the other stuff. And I believe that down in there is going to end up being the lumber yard. Somewhere out in all that. All the trees. That's where the lumber yard's going to be. So this is a lot more of an industrial kind of side. So I definitely now want the blacksmith somewhere up here. Because the blacksmith is going to need access to both the lumber mill and the quarry, or the mine. Okay, but first things first, I want to get the stone wall in so I can really envision this building. So I will be back with those materials. Okay, and I am back. And this is kind of the material basis I'm using. These are for the wall. And these are kind of to decorate the cave entrance with. I do want to use more amethyst in here because I have found at least 5 geodes down in that thing. So I do want to use some of this. Not to mention, I'm kind of using it to add like a little bit of magic into this area. You can see it kind of in the well where it's kind of infecting the well. Hold on, I'll show you what I mean. But you can kind of see where it's beginning to spread into the well. I want this to be like a baseline of starting the storytelling of this area. Do I know what that story is yet? No, I'm going to let the place speak to me on that one. But I'm kind of going to use amethyst to speak as far as the magic is going. But with that, I want to see if I can get this wall done and this one along here. Okay, cutting back in about midway. I did texture a tiny bit of the inside of here, just to kind of give an illusion to it whenever you're standing here that is textured, but it's not actually fully textured yet. But this is kind of a start to our wall. I did outline another wall that's going to be up there. And this is kind of giving you an idea as to the texture that I'm going for here. And I did do a little bit of a path coming out of here, and this is probably going to continue a little bit out this way too, just to give it a little bit more of that effect. Okay, now cutting back in, I do have it kind of like rounding down on this side. This may change because I don't know what I'm going to do with the area behind it. But for the time being, that's all the texturing I needed to do to this wall. I'll move my bed over here. But now I can get started on and the dogs are going berserk. I wonder who pulled up. Anyway. Oh, hi Iron Golem, are you supervising? You like the new wall? Okay. But, we're gonna go ahead and get this building started. And, well, I'm going to add a little bit more decor to this and then get the materials together for that. So I'll be back after that. Okay, and this is what a bit of the texture work for the outside of the wall looks like. Now this is going to continue up, but these are just kind of some vines, and I'm probably going to put some plants in that area right there. Because this up on the wall, still have to do this back little piece, but this area is just kind of cornered off, and I'm probably going to like level it with the wall, of course. and kind of fix this piece of wall back here and maybe open it up a little bit. But I'm just going to make this like a flower field, like put the 2 high flowers back here and just kind of mix them in and like put in some bushes and stuff like that. But that's going to be what that area is for. Now to collect resources for a build. Okay, now I only have a few of my materials with me. I'm probably going to have to dodge back and grab some more. But for the time being, this is what I'm going to kind of start with, and we're going to see where we can get today. Okay, we're kind of getting a start here. I have the major floor plan like kind of decided. Now I only want to have like 1 or 2 masons. I don't want to have all that many, so they're probably going to be 1 against this wall and 1 against this wall. I don't know how I'm going to set them up just yet, but I already have 1 mason, and I don't quite want to move him just yet. So I'm going to try to get the bottom floor of this figured out, and then that's probably where I'm going to have to end the video for today. We'll see how I feel about moving another villager here in a second. Okay, and that's a very good start on that building, because for the most part it's ready for the villagers to go ahead and be moved in. I could go ahead, sorry for the dirt scaffolding up to the 2nd story, but it's already good for the villagers to be moved in. Now I do want, this actually gives me enough room to put 2 villagers, 1 here and possibly 1 here. And I don't know how I would fit in a 3rd. Could probably set it up to where I could put 1 here, 1 there maybe. But I do plan on having a 2nd story, so maybe I could have more upstairs at some point. But I don't know how I'm going to set them up in here yet, but I do know that they're going to be in here. And then the 2nd story is just going to be like my smelter. That's all I wanted to get done on the village kind of area today. I have a wall in place, I have a new building going up, and I actually did a lot in the village in the other episode that corrupted. So this is a lot done in this area right now. Now I'm going to go ahead and leave. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!